Hi, welcome to this lecture of course Digital Signal Processing. In this lecture, we are going to see what does an ROC tell us about the systems and its properties. And more specifically, we will look at the properties of a linear and time invariant systems. That is Lti system. And we know that any Lti system is characterized by its impulse response. Which is given by h of n, and let its z transform be equal to h of z, which is equal to summation n running from minus infinity to infinity h of n into z to the power minus n. We will analyze two important properties of systems, namely causality and stability, one by one. Let's start with causality. Now, by a system being causal, what we mean is the current value of the output depends on only the present and the past values of the input. That is, the current value of output depends only on the current or past values of the input. And using the impulse response of a system, we can very well define whether the system is causal or not by using the condition that for a causal system, the impulse response is 0 for all the values of n which are less than 0. By this, what we mean is the h of n, or the impulse response, should be finite for values greater than or equal to 0. If we analyze this using a number line, let us consider this n axis where this point is 0. Therefore, the value of impulse response h of n will be finite for the value of n greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, and h of n will be equal to 0 for the values of n which are less than 0. Now from this we can observe that for a causal system the impulse response must be right hand sided. And from the properties of region of convergence, we know that for a right hand sided signal, the region of convergence is exterior to the outermost pole. Now here we can make an important conclusion that for a causal system, the region of convergence must be exterior to the outermost pole. The region of convergence must be exterior to outermost pole. But is the converse of the statement true? Let us see using an example. Now, if the impulse response h of n is given by e to the power minus 2n into u of n plus 1, this u of n plus 1 is defined as 1 for all values of n which are greater than or equal to minus 1 and is equal to 0 for all values of n which are less than 1, which implies that h of n is a finite value for n ranging from minus 1 to infinity and is 0 otherwise. Therefore, this signal or the impulse response is again right hand sided. And therefore its region of convergence will be again exterior to the outermost pole. But if we carefully look at this equation and try finding the value of h of minus 1, we get it as h of minus 1 equal to e to the power minus 2 into minus 1 into u of 0, which is not equal to 0, and hence this system is not causal. And therefore we can conclude that the converse of the statement which we have made regarding the ROC of a causal system is not true. Therefore, for a causal system, the ROC must be exterior to the outermost pole, but the converse is not true. Let us analyze the second property of stability. And by stability, here we mean the bounded input, bounded output stability, that is the Bibo stability. Bounded input, bounded output. And for a system to be Bibo stable, its impulse response h of n must be absolutely summable. Now, by this statement, what we mean is summation n running from minus infinity to infinity mod of h of n must be less than infinity. That means it should be a finite value. And we know that this is nothing but a condition for existence of Fourier transform. Now we know that our z is r into e to the power j omega, and for the special case of r equal to 1, this value of z is simply e to the power j omega, which indicates the Fourier transform of the system. Therefore, for the stability or the existence of the Fourier transform of the impulse response of the system, the region of convergence must include all the points that are at a distance of r equal to 1, or in other words, the region of convergence must include the unit circle. Before ending this lecture, let us revise what we have studied. In this lecture, we have studied two important properties that can be interpreted using the region of convergence. We have seen that ROC of a causal system is exterior to the outermost pole, but the converse is false. We have also seen that for a system to be Bibo stable, the region of convergence must include the unit circle. Let's stop here. Thank you.